Welcome back to Trackside. We are at Sandown Park for the final round of the Australian Sport Air Championship hair-raising round, and lots of characters here trackside. Now, one of the title contenders is in trouble. Grant Denyer caught up with him just a few moments ago.
Darren, the back of the Saab is not looking so good at the moment, with a mathematical chance at a championship victory here this weekend. A rattle in the back is not what you want.
Yeah, somehow we've lost drive in that qualifying session. Like, we sort of knew that the track wasn't going to be as quick, but obviously, here in front of home crowd and everything, I really want to start on the front row, and we need to challenge Tony as well.
Everything's running really well this weekend. We've done a good qualifying time, quickest we've been around this track, and it's just looking really good.
Ray Ayton, who qualified 9th fastest, will carry one of our trackside onboard cameras in the Holden Calibra. The other one is with this man, Tony Ricciardello, who's staring down the barrel of his 4th Australian Sport Sedan Championship. Darren Hossack, realistically, is the only man who can challenge him for the crown. Kerry Bailey, who's had a tough year with the Nissan 300 ZX, alongside another Saab in the hands of Dean Randall, young Daniel Jamieson in the Jaguar, beside Phil Crompton in the Ford Falcon. A new car making its debut at this round. A bit further down the order, though, position 23, in fact, is Bob Gill. He's in a former V8 supercar. It's been tweaked a bit by one of the legendary engineers, Les Laidlaw. It's the car that Glenn Seaton had a massive testing shunt in at Phillip Island around about 12 months ago. But there is the tough title track. That could be his bid for the championship over. Ricciardello alone on pole position as we get set for race 1 of 2, and Ricciardello has bagged it up. Lost a lot of time in the process. Look at the way that the 300 ZX in the hands of Kerry Bailey has just pounced. Dean Randall has gotten there as well. Now we can see Ricciardello trying to recover, Craig Lowndes. But that was a tough start.
It was too much wheel spin, just didn't get the jump he wanted. But really for him, for this championship, he just needs to now finish this race. He knows Darren Hossack has had to start from pit lane. A damn shame for Darren.
It certainly is. Ricciardello, if he can clinch the championship here this weekend, it'll be the second time that he's had a back-to-back title victory. Kerry Bailey, the only other man who's won 4 Sport Sedan championships. He's on the road, up ahead of Ricciardello at the moment. Dean Randall further back now. Yet Ray Ayton is in trouble here. He's going awfully slow, and it's a real shame for the Calibra driver.
Well, it is. Not really wanting to have a problem at the start of a race, and he's going to do now complete one more lap before he can get back into the pits.
Oh, and he's got a box full of neutrals by the looks of things there, Craig. It's got no traction.
No, I'm not sure about that. It actually looks like more like a clutch problem. You can see a lot of smoke come up through the cabin. You can hear the engine revving. He's obviously got a clutch problem because, as you can see him going up through the gears, he's just trying to get that clutch back up working. He's going to have to come around, come into the pits and see if they can fix it.
Shades of what happened to Craig Lowndes in the V8 supercar race here this weekend. Now, this is the view from Tony Ricciardello. Bulk wheel spin off the line. Look at the way that Bailey slingshots past him. Now Ricciardello trying to recover.
Well, definitely, just too much wheel spin. The smoke there actually was the tyre burning, and really Bailey's done a great job here. He's out in front, he's in clean air. Now he's just got to sort of settle down and do some clean laps.
There's Ray Ayton back in pit lane, and no doubt trying to diagnose the extent of that problem. The boys looking towards the rear of the car, so maybe differential, but Craig Lowndes, you seem to think it's a clutch problem. Now Ricciardello endeavouring to find a way past Kerry Bailey. You might like to talk our viewers through. There's been a change to this part of the track about here.
Well, it has. Just going onto a new surface here. Very slippery, very smooth type of texture of surface. Just see Tony working these tyres. It just goes back into the old section there. So really very difficult sort of section of the circuit because it does change surface. Haven't really changed it a lot, but really for us, it makes it a little bit more slippery, a little bit more difficult to work with.
Here's Darren Hossack up to 7th now, and looking at another top 6 finish at an Orbit Race Australian Sports and Championship this year. Without doubt the most consistent runner. Started the championship on fire too when he won the opening race at Phillip Island. Now Ricciardello endeavouring to find a way past Kerry Bailey. Let's see if we can get a good run here. Onto the front straight, a little bit sideways there. Latching onto the back of this group of 4 is young Daniel Jamieson in the Jaguar. Now pulling out of the slipstream on Kerry Bailey is Ricciardello. Has he got the legs? He looks like it.
Fantastic move. He just got right up there in the slipstream, managed to get in the braking marker, and through turn 1, here he goes. He's out in front, obviously very comfortable in this car. These 2 guys, Tony Ricciardello and Darren Hossack, looking at their lap times, actually qualified faster than what we do in a V8 supercar, so very comfortable in this car at this circuit.
Good job by Dean Randall as well in the Swedish Prestige Saab. Right in contention with those guys in third now. Looks like Richard Catchlove in trouble there in the Mazda RX-7. Bob Gill and the XV8 supercar, the former Glen Seton machine, takes evasive action and goes through. Randall now arguing with Kerry Bailey. So are we seeing problems again for the 300 ZX? Poor Kerry, who's a 4-time champion in this category, has been plagued by some dramas with the 300 ZX during the course of the season. And Randall having one of his best rounds of the championship.
Well, great machines.
Hossack out of contention, and that could be good night as far as his bid for the championship is concerned. No one else can challenge for the title. It was only Darren Hossack that could really throw down the challenge to Tony Ricciardello this weekend. Here's Tony Wilson. Had an accident in appalling wet weather at Sandown last year, and that robbed him of third. So he'll be hoping for a much better result here. Mick Monterosso, one of the, I guess, the mainstays of this championship, Craig, in a car that we've seen in campaigning for several years. Obviously, it's undergone a lot of development along the way, but the short wheelbase Ford Escort with that awesome Chevy engine underneath.
He's just going past one of the older V8 supercars, and I was just going to say before, these cars are a subframe, as you can see there in Tony's inboard camera here. Almost on the left-hand side of that screen, that black box, that's where the engine sits. So it's quite incredible. These are almost a mid-engine car in a subframe, and they've got some great horsepower. And as I was mentioning before, Tony's done a 1:09 around this circuit. In a V8 supercar, we only got down to a high 1:10. So, they're going very extremely fast around Sandown Raceway.
Tony's just gone past Milton Safirius there in an XV8 supercar. So there's a few of them in this field. Here's Daniel Jamieson in the Jaguar. XKR, but back up in front on the run toward the checkered flag. We saw Darren Hossack's car in the top left of your screen. His bid for the title is over. He carried a 29-point advantage into this round, Tony Ricciardello, and puts more valuable points in the bag. The popular Western Australian, and that should put the title beyond doubt. A convincing victory here. Had a really tough start that recovered incredibly well. And this West Australian team in recent years have just got this car working so well in sports sedan terms, haven't they?
They have, and really it is a fantastic machine, and he's driving extremely well, so the combination is unbeatable.
Yeah, sure is. Dean Randall, a great effort in another of the Saabs, second place. Kerry Bailey hung on for third, young Daniel Jamieson fourth. Good effort for Wilson too as he tries to snare third place in the championship. Mick Monterosso in sixth. We drop back through the field. Robert Smith completes the top 11, and Milton Safirius, who we saw there, in 12th.
Are you happy to take yet another championship? Surely there can't be too many goals left for you within this series.
Yeah, we had a bad start to the year, but it's good to finish off on top again. And, I'm happy with the team. We travel from Perth every meeting, and we make it a little bit hard for ourselves, not basing ourselves over here, but, we're still getting results.